to start the interview.
Well, I'm going to ask him also if he's been to Zaire or Franklin.
Zaire Franklin is with us right now.
Ask him that.
Year 5?
Year 5. It's crazy now, ain't it?
Year 5 for
Okay.
Zaire Franklin. Zaire, we've spent the last 20 minutes guessing height and weights.
You are listed on the official roster here as how tall and weighing what?
If it's accurate, 6'1",
Okay.
235.
You are exactly right on your weight. I got bad news, my friend. You lost an inch walking over here.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Now,
that's
is that a legit
propaganda.
6'1"?
That's propaganda.
Is that a driver's license 6'1", or is that?
Well, all right, so technically at my pro day I was 6'1 3/4", so technically if you're going to do the program you need to round up, so that's 6'1" to me, and I'm going to take that one.
Okay.
Now, is that with shoes on?
No shoes. No shoes.
Wow.
Come on, man. Give me some credit.
Yeah, that is
I ain't
tall.
look 6'1".
Okay, what would you guess DeForest Buckner?
6'7", 290.
What'd you say, 272?
295.
295. 6'7". He didn't look 6'7" to me. I said 6'4".
He don't look 6'7" either?
I was going to say, you got to get his eyes checked. Looks like he can play for the Pacers tomorrow.
Okay.
Zaire Franklin is with us, special teams captain in years. Have they done captains yet, or is that a training camp?
No, I think that's something
thing?
you got to earn throughout training camp.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you will earn that again here entering this season. He is with us. We just heard from Darius Leonard a few minutes ago, and he informed us that he wants to go by Shaquille, D, or Maniac. Now, he says his close friends already know these things. Do you call him one of those three things?
Yeah, he's told me a long time ago. He was like, everybody calls me Shaquille, and I was like,
His middle name.
Yeah, and I was like, what? So he told me a long time ago. So that's what he goes for. I just like calling him D. Leonard because it's just funny to me. But yeah, that is actually indeed 100% true. Most of his close friends call him Shaquille, but or Maniac or whatever. But if that's what he wants to be called, but I guess everybody changed. We were just joking in the hole. I guess everybody changes their name.
Yeah, Bobby changed. Yeah.
Okereke, even though I don't even know if he does that anymore. I got to check back in with him with that stuff.
By the way, give me the size on Darius Leonard, height and weight.
In the program, 6'3", 228.
6'2", 230, not bad.
Okay,
not bad.
Zaire, you signed that contract extension in the offseason. Could you go back to January, February? Any uncertainty with that process? What was that like? Was there a back and forth? Did you have other teams? Did you think this could be it in Indy? I'm always fascinated to think about that uncertainty.
Well, for sure. I mean, first off, after how the season ended last year, it was tough. You kind of expected more time, and it just kind of ended so abruptly. And then, just going into, free agency, obviously it was a lot of uncertainty. Your first time for, most guys, especially guys from my position, didn't go to the combine, not a Senior Bowl guy, didn't really have that opportunity to be amongst other coaches, other GMs, and meet them kind of face on like a lot of other guys do. So it was really like my first time in the feeding pool, so not necessarily sure how that would go, but had a lot of interest from a lot of other teams, especially towards the combine. But I think it was just clear from the get-go from me and my agent that Chris and the organization and everybody here, they didn't want me to leave. And obviously Indianapolis is home, is where I'm drafted. All my closest friends, these are guys I'm going to be friends with forever. So I'm just happy that it all worked out, that I was able to come home and be where I wanted to be.
We all have our storylines that fascinate us going into camp. You are a member of the franchise. What most intrigues you?
I'm just really interested to see, just how this team comes together and meshes, and just that process of, just us becoming a team. I would just say the energy in our building has been just completely different. And I know how every year everybody wants to say that. Everybody would say, oh, this year is different. This year is nothing like the last year. But I just think, all the bumps and bruises we've gone through over the last 4 or 5 years, at this point, and, just everything we came through, so many new veteran leadership in our locker room, from starting with Matt, from Gilmore to Rodney McLeod, even Yannick, and just the different energy that those guys bring, and even with Coach Bradley coming in, it's just like a brand new perspective to it's kind of the same thing. So I'm just really excited just to go through this journey and the process. I always feel like training camp is just when you really kind of gel and come together as a team, and I'm just super looking forward to it.
I realize different side of the ball than where you're playing, but does Matt Ryan have an it factor?
Oh, no question. I mean, you a guy like that, you won MVP, you led an organization for as many years as he did, you're going to have that it factor. And he's just one of those guys that just wants to be one of the guys, much like Phillip, as I'm pretty sure everybody say. He just comes in, wants to be the guy, wants to earn his keep, wants to get it the hard way. And I think you just nothing but respect and love for guys that want like that.
Did Carson Wentz have that it factor?
I think Carson just had like a different approach. Obviously he was a guy that was always in the building, always working, always grinding, a little more introverted, I would probably say. He talked a little bit, but I think they just got two different approaches to their work. Matt just being here, is that type of leadership. They've gone through, such a longer career, got so much to it, so much understanding. Just walking by, seeing him coach up receivers, coach up Naeem. I hear he's quizzing guys in the lunch line, like stuff like that just makes you better. So just always appreciative to have him here.
He is Zaire Franklin, fresh off signing a new contract, entering his 5th season with the Colts. You brought up the end of last season. Do you think about that much during the offseason?
Nah, I mean, it was more so something that was on my mind during OTAs, but I mean, it's a new season. You know what I mean? Everybody's 0-0. It's just another shot at it and just looking forward to it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a couple teams and a couple feelings that I got that I feel like I need to work out through the season. We're going to get the opportunity to do that. But like I said, I'm just ready for another crack at it,
And you mentioned Gus Bradley, the hire there. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's going to be crazy overhaul in what you guys do on the defensive side of the ball, but what subtle changes do you think fans will see out of a new defense for the first time in your career as well?
I would just say, for the most part, it's just kind of just being more multiple, even though it looks kind of the same. A lot of stuff looks the same, but, we could do so many different things out of the same look. And I think Coach Bradley just being a former head coach and being from, playing and coaching in so many different organizations, different type of teams, different type of personnels, I think he just, just bring a different element to obviously that cover 3 background. But since he's been in it so long, he kind of knows what people are doing to attack us and what we need to do to defend that. So it's really more so dictating what the offense does to us rather than just always reacting to what the offense wanted to do.
I'm going to give you a magic wand, okay? And you can take it like a sprinkle over one unit or one area of this football team in training camp to shore up, and it will become instantly where it needs to be. And it's the one area that in the offseason you thought about the most that was holding this team back from where it needs to be. You're sprinkling that wand over where?
Probably if I was gonna go, probably receivers. I mean, that's probably the biggest storyline probably heading into it. A lot of young guys, a lot of stuff to prove. I actually had a chance to grind with young Alec in Tampa for a little bit. Man, I love how he works. I love how he approaches the game. Obviously PC, we all rooting for Paris, all want him to do good, and I know he got a lot to prove and stuff like that. So I think it's a lot of potential in that room, and it's a lot of talent. But it's just, potential don't really get you nowhere in this league. It's all about production. So I know those guys are looking forward to proving themselves. And if I could sprinkle a magic wand, we have 3 All-Pros in that room. So
yeah, I think Superhero Day is coming up in a few days here. Marvel and the Colts have a partnership. So I didn't know if Jake was going down that path. Again, Zaire Franklin is with us, the Syracuse product. I mentioned earlier special teams captain. What are duties of a captain? Like, I guess you walk out to midfield some games you don't.
Yeah.
What are those duties, or is there stuff behind the scenes, like leadership council? Like,
yeah, I mean, you got the leadership council. Zaire, make sure you talk to Coach Frank so we can wear white socks at this game. Stuff like that, little stuff like that. Obviously, scheduling and stuff like that.
So you're the teacher's pet. That's cool.
No, first one. Yeah. But I would really say, to me, it's just more so being that guy for the young dudes, especially for special teams, man. Usually it's, the fringe guys, bottom roster guys that are looking to improve or work their way up on the roster and stuff like that. So just always being that voice and that helping hand to kind of let those guys know. And for the most part, for me, you're a leader, so you're out at front, so it's your job to kind of lead by example. Be that guy that guys always can hang their hat on. Guys know how he's going to approach it, how he's going to go about his work every single day, and how he treats people. So for me, it's just, really being a captain is more about serving the team. That's really what I get from it.
I love the name Zaire because, honestly, obviously that country now is part of the Congolese Republic, if I'm not mistaken. But am I grasping at straws and saying that there may be a connection there in terms of how the name came about? I mean, how did you get the name Zaire?
Looking back on,
because you know the history of the country, I can tell, right?
I saw you drop the history tip. He thought I didn't know that, but I caught that for sure.
No, I figured you did know it actually. Because how do you? It's your name, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, so I mean, my mom. Back when I asked her about why she named me Zaire, she said she wanted a name with like African descent, and then my aunt actually end up coming up with Zaire. So, I mean, all I know is a rumble in the jungle. You know, what happened in Zaire. That's kind of my favorite thing. I got to get that picture of Ali.
Well, now your owner has a belt. Maybe you can ask him for.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, and I was just like, maybe he'll let me borrow it. You think he'll let me hold it? I don't know. We'll see.
In terms of the off season, which is more important for a player in the NFL once the season ends? To recover yourself physically or to recover yourself mentally to reset?
I would say mentally. Just because, you know, when I first got into the league, when I first got to Indianapolis, they gave me 97. So I was in with all the D linemen, all the old veteran D linemen. We had a whole bunch of guys, if you guys remember, Kimbo, Al Woods, Nacho, a couple of those guys. And so I was just sitting there with all the old vet guys. And one of the first things they taught me was you had to become a master and an expert of your body. So guys come in here, we could tell you all kind of little muscles and different, you know, ligaments and different things you need to do to work on your foot, work on your hips, your piriformis, your glute.
And it's all everything's connected, which is what's crazy.
You become an expert of your body because that's how you end up lasting in this league. So I would just say to that, as far as training, most guys understand their bodies, understand what they need, but very few guys really understand that you really do need to take that mental break and that mental step back. And I think that reset, mentally and emotionally, actually ends up helping your body in the long run anyway. So I definitely feel like the mental aspect of the game, like taking that step back, is probably the most important.
Zaire, last one, because I know Naeem Hines is about to join us. You are a relatively new father, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 5 months. Didn't sleep an hour last night.
Oh,
he didn't care that training camp was.
Does he know the schedule?
No, he decided we all had to stay up. So good for him, though. Shout out to little Cairo.
Now, is Cairo sleeping through the night?
He does. We're finally trying to do this thing where, you know, he has his own room and do him in the crib and stuff. And, you know, I'm tough. If he's crying, you know, I'm kind of like, look, he's going to cry. He's going to be okay. And, you know, my fiance, on the other hand.
See, we're the flip in my household. I can't handle the crying. She's like, let her cry it out. We're about ready to welcome number 2 in the world here in a couple months.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you. The hardest part about being a father?
I would really say sleep, first and foremost. I'm a guy, like, you guys, anybody, Darius, me actually used to room together.
He told this story that you were snoring too much and he had to sleep in the bathroom.
Guess what? He had the best game of his career. So
that Washington game, right?
Yes, you're welcome. So tell him that.
I forgot about that.
But no, so I sleep like a rock. Like I don't. But with the baby, I love, like, that baby. It's no sleep happening. You getting up every couple hours and stuff like that. I'm the type of guy, I like my 8 hours, and I'm a morning riser too. So I wake up, and once I'm up,
you could listen to the show.
Well, yeah, for sure. I got you.
You know where to find us now. EJ Speed. Program size, EJ Speed.
EJ, if Darius was 6'2", then EJ got to be 6'2".
EJ Speed's a good-looking athlete.
EJ got to be 6'2", 227.
Bingo on the size. No, 6'4", though.
6'4"?
Yeah, they got a bad tape measure here, don't they?
What?
Program height.
6'4", 227.
Program
First
height.
of all, I don't know who I need to talk to. I need 6'1" on that. I ain't saying
hang on just a second. I'll go ahead and change that for you.
All right,
Zaire, stay healthy. Good luck. Congrats on the new contract.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be rooting for you this year.
All right, thanks, God, for having me.
Zaire Franklin right there joining us. Again, report day here at Colts training
6'1",
camp.
Zaire Franklin, by the way.
Yes. We wanted to make sure that you get that.